Welcome to another episode of State of the Frogs with Coach Jamie Dixon, presented to you by Richards Rainwater. I'm your host, Bingo Merriex. And Coach, thanks for stopping by, talking to us. Want to jump right into it. Tough loss against Utah. Just a few points on that. Where is the state of the team right now, and how is it moving forward?
Well, we got to, losses. You got to use them to make you better.
Mm-hmm.
You got to respond from them. With this league, you got a quick turnaround against somebody good. You know that. So that's kind of how we looked at it. Wasn't happy with how we played, how we practiced before. Some things are you can't control. Guys being in and out. But no one wants excuses.
Mm-hmm.
I got to do a better job of getting more out of practice, even if we don't have the guys available.
Mm-hmm.
And we weren't what we needed to do defensively and offensively. At this point, first home loss for us.
Right.
That was really a thing we had talked about a lot, was not giving up a home game.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd done a good job at that point, and certainly it came up short. So we got work to do. There's no question about it.
Okay. And talk about the work to do. We know you viewed film and everything and went over it. If you can tell us, what are some of the improvement points you see about the team as far as on offense and defense, maybe, that you've seen that you picked up?
We took a step backwards in that game as far as defense. Too many layups we gave up. It's been a challenge for us. I don't know why. I thought we were showing improvement, but we didn't in that game. And that's just, we say layups, they come in a variety of different ways. Even our transition defense has been pretty good, hurt us in this game. That was disappointing. The second shots was part of it, and ball screen coverage to some degree, but getting post up when the ball got inside more than we wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a combination of things. I didn't think we were as aggressive, as physical as we needed to be. And they were physical.
Right.
And they came in early, just like BYU did early.
Right.
And trying to get our guys ready for that and prepare them by saying teams are going to come after us because, again, our youth, and try to expose and see if how we're going to respond.
Yeah. Even when you talk about your youth, and even with all those things you're saying that you needed to correct and, do better, it still was a winnable game. I think that is, something to hang your hat on, because you make, free throws and just, some of that.
Well, yeah, on the offensive end, shot selection, free throws, it's, when you run good offense, you don't get you don't get points out of it. And a good offense is getting fouled on a shot.
Mm-hmm.
It's worn on us, and it's we think we were improving. We had we were number one in the country for a week there with free throws.
Mm-hmm.
But that's obviously a thing that hurt us in this last game, and it can kill momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Shot selection was not good enough as well. I didn't think we pushed it well enough in transition. We didn't get out and running as much as we'd like to. I think some of that had to do with some of our practices have not been as much full court as I'd like to do. There's some things that I got to look at it. Given being short on numbers, what we can do and what we can't do, and I don't know that it got us prepared for it.
Mm-hmm. So in being prepared now, with a couple injuries, are the guys coming back around, or is the team getting back healthy?
We'll see. Okay. It's game time, and as we practice each time, there's been some things are popping up, and I don't want it to sound like excuses you're asking, but we gotta come out with we got to put the best group we can out there, but practice helps you get better. I mean,
Right.
It can make you worse, it can make you better, and we've got to take advantage of these situations to get better, and that's what we're working on. So. I'm ready to go. Excited about our next practice. I got to be excited about the next practice.
Right. And being excited, the next guy we'll talk to is the player development coach, Coach Santee. So when the State of the Frogs with Coach Jamie Dixon returns, we'll be talking with Coach Santee.
What do you see when you look up at the clouds? At Richards Rainwater, we see the greatest source of pure, delicious water looking right back down at us. We've invented a simple, powerful technology to collect and bottle rainwater. Our process begins with the rain. When clouds become saturated, droplets fall from the sky. Rainfall is a naturally cleansing event. During the first few minutes, the raindrops clean the atmosphere and wash away any dirt or debris from surface areas. At this cleanest point in the rain cycle, we collect the pure raindrops into large storage vessels. Then, we use a simple, yet effective combination of ozone and microfiltration to ensure our rainwater surpasses the highest drinking water standards. We pour the pure, refreshing rainwater into glass bottles and aluminum cans, packaging as infinitely renewable as the water itself. Richards Rainwater is building a network of collection systems across the country to ensure our rainwater is local everywhere. The purest, best-tasting water comes from the sky. Richards Rainwater, sip the sky.
Welcome back to State of the Frogs with Coach Jamie Dixon. I'm your host, Bingo Merriex, and now we have here sitting with us Coach Corey Santee, part of player development and relationships, and just a whole job title, man. Thanks for being around with us, stopping by.
No problem.
Talking, just about player development and talking about the team. What is your assessment right now of the team and, just how the season has been overall so far?
Just keeping spirits high, Bingo. It's an up and down season, long season, a grueling season.
Mm-hmm.
We have players in and out for being sick and things like that. So just keeping their spirits high. A lot of the stuff is outside the court, just making sure everything is good, making sure they're healthy, making sure they're in a good mental space. So that's really what it's all about right now.
Yeah. And so when you talk about like developing players and everything, does it make your job a little bit harder now, with the NIL, players maybe not staying, leaving after 1 year? So how does that affect your job as far as, with the relationship with the players?
Yeah, it's a bit of a challenge. When we play, we used to get money grants, Western Unions and things like that.
Right.
Used to eat that frog bites and stuff like that. But now these players, they fend it for themselves. So it's just all about, do you really love the game now? Rightfully so, they should be getting paid. But now it's like you have to keep that same hunger because you only got 4, maybe 5 years now to bask in this, and then the real job comes. If you be able to play at the next level, the bills don't stop.
Right.
So I try to make sure they understand, we got to keep the main thing, and let's keep working.
Mm-hmm. And so how do you, because it's about sacrifice, you have, you are getting paid now. And so maybe, I done got up and worked out. I done, went to class, and now I got to get prepared for the game. How do you keep them motivated? Because it can, having a young team as well, how do you keep them motivated? Because it is a sacrifice right now.
Yeah, you have to prioritize what's really important to you. Once you're young, your dreams are, going to college. Or maybe when you're a young kid in elementary, you want to play varsity.
Right.
Maybe play varsity as a freshman. Then you accomplish that. You're just checking off boxes. Now you're in college. You're getting paid to play now. But now, do you really want to be a professional? So now you have to treat these kids like professionals. Of course, you want them to go to class and, have something to fall back on. But at the same time, do you really love the game of basketball? And now you have to get out what you put in.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can be comfortable going to a nice apartment, no matter where you stand. Maybe it's Clear Fork, or now you're driving a Mercedes and things like that. But now, do you really love the game of basketball? So I always challenge that. Remember where you come from. Remember how hard it was to get to this position. Now you're here. Now you want to try to maintain it and keep moving forward.
Mm-hmm. You have a lot of freshmen, a lot of young guys. In your opinion, who has made, some of the biggest leaps and improvements right now in your eyes?
I like David Punch a lot. I like Micah. Micah Robinson is really good. He has an NBA body right now.
Right.
So now I got to get him to make sure he keeps his confidence because he's so hard on himself. He's a machine. He's always the first person in the gym. He's working every day, and it's gonna click for him.
Yeah.
And when they click for him, he's gonna be a hell of a player for us. So right now, I just want him to keep staying focused, keep that work ethic, and keep building his confidence.
And that's the upside. That's good potential. And last thing I'll ask you about is just in the Big 12, is this it's a surprise to anybody that comes to this league. But as far as the younger guys, I know it has to be a real surprise, just the physicality of the league and just night in, night out, how you have to come ready to play. Can you just mention to us just about how that Big 12 conference is just such a juggernaut?
Oh, it's a juggernaut. Everyone knows that. But a lot of these kids, the freshmen, think just because they played on the circuit, they play EYBL, that they had a taste of what competition is like. But now they're playing against grown men.
Exactly.
Some of these guys are 22, 23 years old. They've been developed. They understand it. And they've been through the grueling grind. So, the best teacher is experience. So you could tell them how it's going to be, and they kind of hear you, but they don't really believe you.
Right.
Once they get thrown out there and they understand it, and then they come back like, okay, I understand it now.
Yeah.
I understand it now.
No, that's good, man. We appreciate you stopping by. This has been Coach Santee, and when we come back, we'll talk to Coach Dixon about the upcoming game against Baylor. This has been State of the Frogs with Coach Jamie Dixon. I'm your host, Bingo Merriex.
Energy does everything for us. It's all-encompassing.
We're all benefiting and affected from it.
And it is something that we all need to know about.
It is the glue that holds everything together.
TCU is powering what matters, our future.
We don't just talk about what's needed, we focus on results.
The Ralph Lowe Energy Institute is creating a world where energy is affordable, sustainable, and reliable.
We'd like to thank Coach Santee for stopping by and talking with us here on State of the Frogs with Coach Jamie Dixon. I'm your host, Bingo Merriex. And, Coach, now just looking forward to the game against Baylor.
Right.
This is a rivalry game, and this is going to be a fun game on ESPN as well, too. So can you just tell us a little bit about the game and how the team will be ready to play and just the excitement and the Big 12 play overall?
Yeah, no, I mean, this is a team that brought in some transfers, highly ranked, highly recruited guys. Amir from Miami, Roach are the guys that stand out from Duke. Experienced, played a lot of games, old, physical. One a guard in Roach and the other a big that plays inside and out. So, again, very talented team, highly recruited, guys that have been around. And then a freshman that's, as talented as anybody in the country as far as athleticism. So a little bit more zone than maybe they've played consistently. And then we're seeing a little bit more switching man-to-man from them on a consistent basis. So some different things, and we've got to attack them better as we go. We've seen a little of each, but this is going to be pretty consistent for 40 minutes.
Yeah. And, you talk about consistency. Also with Baylor, they have some inconsistencies as well as far as just they're a new team with guys coming in, not as many guys returning as normal. So this here is definitely a winnable game on the road.
Well, no, we won down there last year in a great game. I think it was triple overtime, and what an unbelievable game. But in our first time playing down there, but in that new arena. There's we got to. It's up to us. It's what we are going to do. We've got to get off to a good start. We've got to maintain and know that we're gonna. They're gonna shoot threes.
Yep.
We know they're gonna hit some. We've got to limit those, and again, our big emphasis will be this layup thing that we not allowing these baskets. And really, what we got beat last game was just them around the basket versus us around the basket.
Yep.
They finished better than we did, and some of that was what they did defensively.
And so it's also going to be kind of like the battle of the freshmen. It seems like a lot of freshmen, and then we talk about our freshmen and Micah Robinson and David Punch. They're really stepping up and, doing a great job. It seems like they're having to grow up fast because they're playing a lot of minutes. Can you just touch on just how their leadership is helping, and seems like they're maturing, game by game?
Well, it's interesting. They're two big, strong freshmen, and physicality is, one of the things that it's been a challenge for us, and that's what we. Those two have the bodies and don't mind the contact, and that's a growth. Usually, it's thing that will grow over time. But two big kids and getting minutes, and getting to play, and they've got some freshmen playing a lot of minutes and started. Malik's come along too well for us, and so there's another guy as we talked about it. We got Jace, we've got Isaiah, so a lot of freshmen out there for us, and it's an opportunity that doesn't come along in today's game a lot, and so we've got to keep building along with these guys.
Okay, man, we wish you the best of luck in the game against Baylor. This has been another episode of State of the Frogs with Coach Jamie Dixon, presented to you by Richards Rainwater. From all of us here at Frogs Today, Roxo Media House, and TCU Basketball, and of course, Coach Jamie Dixon. I've been your host, Bingo Merriex, and this has been another episode of State of the Frogs.